Zack?
I think this conversation is extremely important because actually we could talk today as we might do about misogyny or Partygate or corruption politics or lobbying, but all of those subjects are actually about a broken political system and a system that isn't serving people. Now, we could talk about term limits, but in many ways politics has job interviews every 5 years. They're called elections. The problem is those job interviews don't work because of the broken first past the post voting system. It means essentially we're not given all the candidates.
Surely, I mean, first past the post, it just means that people vote more for one candidate than another. That is the essence of democracy.
I don't think that is the essence of democracy, because actually if we look at it across Europe, only 2 countries use first past the post, the UK and Belarus, which is literally a corrupt dictatorship. I think making sure we have proportional representation means... Well, that's quite a good question. I just want to applaud Fleur as well. It's really good to hear a Labour MP coming out for proportional representation and talking about it. I am sad that Labour abstained in the Lords on the electoral bill this week, so I agree with you. It's an outrageous abhorrence to our democracy, but Labour need to actually show some leadership in that, and Keir Starmer needs to vote against it.
The Labour Lords fought the election bill at every step of the way. There was no sort of sudden abstention. They absolutely did.
Well,
and the
they
Lords...
abstained, though.
My colleagues were absolutely furious with the...
but could I also add, Fleur, you're right that Labour local parties have come out for proportional representation, but actually the majority of Labour members at a Labour conference came out for proportional representation. The reason why it didn't pass is Keir Starmer refused to talk to the unions or show any leadership.
No, that's not true either. That didn't work. The unions are going to continue to have that conversation.
Has Keir Starmer ever answered a question about proportional representation?
I think that this is absolutely live issue in the party, and it wouldn't be if Keir did not.
Has Keir Starmer ever answered a question about proportional representation?
Because he follows what the leadership do, so that is the conversation for.
He follows
what the membership do, so he's going to follow what we have, this conversation that we have, and it would be wrong to come in and preempt that whole discussion that is a live one.
I think what's wrong is that people's votes don't count.
That's what leaders are supposed to do,
Absolutely.
isn't it? Show a lead.
Well, on this issue, it's far too big issue just to call it. It's absolutely fundamental to every single candidate we put up, how we work it.
Your argument there, though, is the issue is so big that Keir Starmer can't take a position on it. It's democracy. Labour need to take a position. It's literally the most important fundamental argument.
We have currently got a position.
But you disagree with it.
It's first past the post. We have got a position. Until that changes, that is our position.
Let's move on.